Face reality, people. Movies are dead. Games are dead. Narrative? Dead.
Media is nothing but neural trigger response and viral conditioning.
Wait, what are you two talking about?
All right. We're going to have a little reviewing the reviewers. I don't know what number it is, but whatever. Reviewing the reviewers. And it's going to be, I don't know, which one's which? I see Roadhouse 2024 movie review, 6 minutes long, okay. And I see Roadhouse 2024 movie review, 6 minutes long. I can't tell which one's which. I'm convinced at this point that the only job of Chris Stuckmann and Jeremy Jahns is to produce AI, like data for AI, future AI machines, like future machine learning. They're here to produce data for it with these lame duck fucking, like, to me, like, I don't want to call them fake movie fans. I don't want to say that. They're fans of movies, but like, it's like, I don't know what to call these guys. Like, they rent the blockbuster movie that no one's seen before, and it has a bunch of gore and guts in it, and it's like, whoa, yeah, I saw that movie on VHS in 1994, bro, crazy. Meanwhile, it's like a dog shit movie in reality, but like they feel good that they saw some shit that no one else saw, type of thing. I'm like, okay, so they're not right. They're not art house critics, right? They're not watching the most sophisticated film and judging it based on those standards. They're not doing that either. These are more of where these guys' top 5 movies will include something like Back to the Future, where I'm like, well, as a critic, that's kind of bad for me, for the type of films I'm into. That's kind of bad for me. But I can see someone who's just into fun movies, I guess. You know, your Jurassic Parks, like, wow, Jurassic Parks, wow. Like, yeah, I guess these guys fit you, but, you know, my conspiratorial way, whether it's on purpose or not, they are contributing to the downfall of film. I'm sorry, fans of these guys, but I think they are. And I think this movie will be a showcase of how that's, their review of Roadhouse will, maybe you'll see what I'm seeing. Maybe not, I don't know.
Can I get in there? For the record, I have not seen Roadhouse, but I am guessing it was obviously going to be shit, as in it's a sequel in 2024. Or a remake.
Do you
remake of 2024.
Wait, Dubster, do you feel like you can imagine what the movie's probably like? Like, can you do that? Don't say it, but can you like actually do that? Like, you can imagine, like, okay, this is probably what this movie's probably like. Can you do that? Hello?
You told me not to say it.
No, don't say it. But like, can you actually imagine it? You'd be like, man, this is probably what this movie's like. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, then you saw the movie. Let's put it that way. You've seen the movie then. Let's put it that way.
Trailer. I pretty much figured out the movie.
Yeah, it's already it's new. I can just give you the cast list, and you'd be like, okay, I can see where they're going here, and you probably actually figured out the movie without even seeing it. With that said, let's kind of speed through this. This is just
knowing the original. Yeah, I know the original.
Fair enough. Well, yes, I think you would want the original on hand with you. But let's kind of speed through this. It's not me. Yeah, I'm not trying to be overly, critic guy thing. I'm just watching this and like getting wrecked in real time. Here we go. Here is Jeremy Jahns' review of Roadhouse.
A remake will in a remake walk into a weekend. Who wins? Probably the one that was theatrically released. What's up with the streaming BS?
What's it to do with quality? Yeah, who cares?
So Roadhouse is a remake of the 1989 cult classic Roadhouse. Jake Gyllenhaal plays Dalton, who's not a bouncer this time around. I mean, he becomes a bouncer. He's a former UFC fighter who's a drifter, a soldier of fortune type, a one-man, 7 samurai. He's the one samurai. Anyhow, there's a roadhouse that's called, wait for it, Roadhouse. They're having some problems with some of the local douchebaggery. So the owner's like, hey, can you just come take care of it? I'll be honest with you, I'm not personally overly attached to the original Roadhouse. I caught it much later in life. So I didn't have that classic, they're ruining my childhood with a remake kind of reaction. I was like, all right, but that could be fun. Let's see what a Roadhouse remake has. The setting's
okay, so you can already tell he's like, his thinking's already on the dumb shit territory, right? So let's let him keep going.
Well,
but
I gotta say, I enjoyed the first Roadhouse. Uh, back in the '90s when I saw it originally.
okay. Well, I've seen decent enough portions of it on IFC back in like
It's not the greatest
the
movie in
mid
the
two
world, but
thousands.
it is what he said, cult classics. It's like
It,
watching a John Claude Van Damme movie, or
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, and it's actually a part of that era of these like action style movies. Like it's kind of in the same vein of that, the whatever '80s '90s
yeah,
fucking movie. So here we go.
yeah. I think it was made in the '80s though, but I saw it in the
89,
'90s.
89 there.
'89.
Okay.
Perfect. All right, here we go.
Very different. Know that right out the gate. Takes place in the Keys, Florida Keys.
He's
The
talking about the
original
story.
Roadhouse smelt like cigarettes and beer. This Roadhouse smells like rum runners. But what carries this movie? Jake Gyllenhaal. Simply put, end of story.
What?
Whatever fine line this movie's trying to walk between camp and taking itself seriously, and yes, it does have both tones at intermittent times, Jake Gyllenhaal makes it work and owns
No,
it.
he
His
doesn't.
on-screen
Oh god.
No, he fucking doesn't, dude. Jake
I
Gyllenhaal
thought
he looks like he's not even trying, bro. Like he nailed it in. Jordan said that shit like several times, bro. It's like this guy mailed this shit in.
he did not give a shit.
Well, I saw
And
the trailer, and I remember seeing how Jake Gyllenhaal's like, I'm just a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. Things are calm, and no, that was not Patrick Swayze's character.
Well,
No, I'm gonna do the right thing at all times. That was Patrick
well,
Swayze's
that
character.
yeah, well, I
This is a
wouldn't say
different
he was
movie.
a happy-go-lucky guy. He just looked like I don't know. He looked like a guy going through the motions. He was running away from his past. But even that, like, even it's like I'm telling you things that sound like a thought out idea in the movie. They're not translated. I'm telling you what the movie's trying to go for. When you look at Jake Gyllenhaal's character, you don't get any of that. You see a guy that kind of like I don't know. He's a wanderer, but he's
I
not. It's like I have a hard time not comparing this to Reacher because it's like just Reacher, bro. Reacher season 1, season 2, except way worsely done. And I don't even like Reacher.
it's the stoic man, but okay, in this movie as opposed to Reacher, Jake Gyllenhaal's reason for being like this is because he killed, I guess, his friend or something. He was fighting in the UFC.
Yeah,
Some guy we never got to
like,
know at all. Like some guy he kneed
yeah.
him and then hammer fisted him like 40 times in a row without the ref
And the
stopping it.
ref didn't like, yeah, it's really the ref. Well, the ref should go to jail before he does, because the ref, he would just let him do it.
So he killed a guy in the ring, and then he's like, now all of a sudden he like can't act. Apparently, after he killed that guy, he's like, wait a minute, I can't act anymore. I have regrets for, I have a past,
Even that's trash, bro. Even that,
it's
even his
terrible.
flashback, like he's having like lucid dreams of when that happened. Even that's trash, bro. That shit makes no sense. It doesn't track with the story. It's just a random fucking thing that they put in to appeal to a certain demographic. Because you had Conor McGregor in the movie, and when that fight was going on,
Oh,
they made a
God.
big deal about that scene being filmed. But in regards to the movie, it's fucking trash.
It said nothing really to me at all.
It said nothing at all.
To me, it's
Right.
like it's as like shoehorned in as like Hillary Swank breaking her neck on a chair in Million Dollar Baby. The only difference is Hillary Swank can act after that happens. This
Yeah.
motherfucker just you guess he forgot how to like, be a character. Like, hey, I'm Jake Jill. Like he's like I'm telling you, he's gonna say charisma here. I'm like, where? Where the fuck was the charisma?
There was no charisma.
I seen him talk
No,
exactly.
all the women, literally every woman character in this movie had more charisma than him. Every one of them.
I saw Jake act exactly the same when he's stabbed in the side as he does when
Yeah.
he's just having a drink at the bar or if he's in a fist fight. Like it's all the same exact tone thing throughout, no matter what.
You can't even say he's being stoic. He's like being Chat GPT, bro. That's what he's being.
Well, that's gonna.
Really? He got stabbed and you didn't like he didn't express being stabbed.
Dude, he got stabbed and he acted like he had a cut on him, like he was chilling.
Remember when he's being held by the bad guy, and then McGregor start just hitting him with punches, lefts, rights, so like across the face. He's bleeding and shit. He's like, "Yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of town now." Like, what the fuck,
Yeah.
bro? It's like, someone put some personality into this fucking motherfucker,
No,
bro.
this was bad.
You could tell, like, if you're telling me that's some sort of action performance, I'm gonna freak out, man. Like, stop it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch. I just found the 7 minute beginning of this Roadhouse, and I'm gonna watch that after this.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
The most acting about it is that it's fake. That's the most acting we know about, like, that I saw from Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, yeah, we know it's acting because we know this is fake and shit. He's like showing us how fake it is. Anyways, here's more of Chris Stuckmann. I mean, Jeremy Jahns.
At intermittent times, Jake Gyllenhaal makes it work and owns it. His on-screen charisma in this movie absolutely untouched. He became jacked Gyllenhaal for this, which isn't new. We've seen him jacked before. Remember that movie?
He's gonna bring up how jacked Jake Gyllenhaal. Like, it's like, hey,
You already know.
hey, I think you can tell what these guys are taking to look like
Yeah.
that. You can tell what McGregor's taking to look like that. They're gonna say McGregor worked so hard on his body because he didn't look like that before this fucking movie, right? So,
No. He
right?
that dude's probably radioactive right now. His piss is radioactive.
Like,
I saw the fucking preview. Conor McGregor had fucking titties.
Dude, he's huge, bro.
at most he fought at in the UFC was 170, and he didn't even make weight for. He made 169 for that fight when he fought Nate Diaz twice, right? So he couldn't even get up to 170 pounds. Now he looks like a fucking gorilla.
Yeah, he looks like he's 220, bro.
So please, Jeremy Jahns, give credit to Conor McGregor for working on his body for the role. Please. Oh wait, you don't know shit about any of that. You got it. You think The Rock's natural, right? I bet he does. Holy fuck, man. Sorry. Movie reviewing it's a 360 process. It isn't just hand me something and I'll just accept it as it is. Like, no. You have to use your critical thinking skills, man. He worked hard on his body. Shut up.
His barber told him to accept that hairline, bro. So I already know. Where Jeremy's coming from, bro. He's accepting a lot of shit that ain't true.
Come on, bro. All right, here we
That
go.
hairline's crazy.
Here we go. His body's so he worked hard on his body. Shut up.
But his carefree,
Terrible.
no nonsense persona in here.
Carefree, no
like,
nonsense. His carefree acting. You mean that's him that was his acting, bro. He's like, yeah. I think I got stabbed in the side. I know to a lot of people that's comical. It's like funny how bad it is, but I think this is different. I think this is like lazy bad. This isn't like ambulance, Michael Bay, fucking. Where's the tits at? Put more tits in that scene. Where are the goddamn tits at? Get them on set. Like, I need that guy where it's like, this is fucking hilarious and creepy and dark.
It's like he's trying to say like, oh, there were points where it was like fun, and then there was points where the movie was trying to take itself seriously. Not if you just looked at his acting, you couldn't tell the difference, bro. You could not tell the difference with Jake. Like, it's like he was put into scenarios where, like, yeah, they wanted to go for something a little more serious, and he totally like botched it. He totally like didn't perform to the capabilities of what the scene needed.
I don't even think there was an attempt to take the movie serious. I don't think at all. I think this was a bunch of like unrelated materials sewn together with shoestring. Like it's that like just lazy cliches all stitched together for like, okay, they were like, what the fuck do we do now? Fuck, we'll try to make it look like the 80s or something, like make it look like an 80s style action hero guy. No, but it's 2024. Okay, so we'll put let's put Metallica in, but we'll do like a cover band of it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, they had a fucking royalty-free Enter Sandman song, bro. That shit was crazy. Dubster, that shit was crazy.
Was the scene like Miami? Because it looks kind of Miami-ish.
Florida Keys. The
Yeah.
Florida Keys.
I think
That
it was
is
Florida.
not Roadhouse. Roadhouse is in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Oh my
Oh,
God,
dude.
you're being that
Oh,
family. You
dude.
don't need the bit. Just let them do their
It
shitty version
was
of it. Like,
stupid either way, bro. It was stupid either way. That's all you need to
yeah,
know.
the setting didn't
Alright.
help it or matter really. Right?
Okay.
The
Yeah.
problem was not the setting, bro. It was a fucking movie.
Okay.
All I can think of when I see McGregor is like here's Johnny, but in an Irish accent. He's like, "Here's Johnny," and he does a stupid little dance walk-in thing.
Yeah.
Like you
he
dancing or
does
you walking? What are you doing here, bud?
He does the stroll. He does his famous stroll, bro. It's like, this is terrible.
Like, God damn. It's like it. I don't know. I don't know if it was coach or not, or this guy's nervous because it's his first time like in a movie and shit. But my God, did he pep it up to such a degree that's just like stupid, super stupid. But all right, here we go.
Southpaw, but his carefree, no nonsense persona in here. There are moments people are like, so you got our message? And he's like, oh, I got it. He's the walking persona of
Exactly.
speak softly but carry a big stick.
I just slapped you. Are you alright?
What? There's something cathartic,
Oh.
even
That
therapeutic
was
in
terrible.
watching
I
him
know.
operate like this.
I know.
Someone who can kick ass, not raise their voice, even be nice to the douchebags at times.
That one in front of yours?
No, I just broke his arm.
Makes him feel a bit like a superhero. This movie is missing that bouncer culture that the original movie had. I like that kind of stuff. It just feels like a peek behind the curtain. Swayze's like, you're gonna be nice. You want someone to leave? You ask nicely. And if they refuse, you escort them out, but be nice. Also, you're skimming from the top, you're stealing from the company, you're out, you're fired. While Gyllenhaal Dalton in this movie is doing what Swayze Dalton in the original did, in which he's given the bouncers in this bar confidence to actually do their job and do it well. I like seeing that mentor mentality. You don't get a sense that
You mean this?
You don't even get that. That's like very like.
Is he talking about the scene where he's like, okay, if this guy that guy has a knife in his waistband. That's the reacher shit you're talking about, where he just knows everything. He's like, in his
Yeah.
waistband right now, he has a knife. He's gonna pull it out. When he does, just take when he swipes at you, take one step back and throw a punch and knock him out. And then the kid just does it. It's like, wow, what a mentorship, Jeremy Jahns. What
He
the
could have
fuck
got
are you-
killed. Yeah, that kid could have got killed, bro.
Like, what are you talking about? He literally lets him
Oh,
like,
no.
do that.
And then when McGregor shows up to destroy the Roadhouse, he lets all these dudes get fucked up. All the dudes he was mentoring, they all got, and then he gets up and starts fighting. After like all these dudes got like bodily harm and shit, like they're getting really fucked up.
He's sipping
Then
coffee.
he gets up. Then he gets up and he's like, "All right, yo, let's fight." And that didn't help anybody. he got his ass beat, and then he tried to run away.
You know what?
That's the hero.
I'm out of here. This place is too chaotic for me. I think I must leave. I'm Jake Gyllenhaal.
Even when McGregor like is looking for him, he's doing that. He's like, "You found me." Like, after like everybody got their fucking ass beat by McGregor and his crew, he's like, "All right, you found me. Let's fight."
Oh God! There we go.
to actually do their job and do it well. I like seeing that mentor mentality. You don't get a sense that he is a bouncer. He's the head bouncer in this place. He's essentially
Yeah,
a
you don't,
mercenary. That
apparently.
said, as the original movie is essentially walking tall with the bouncer played by Patrick Swayze, this does feel like that with Jake Gyllenhaal. He is this guy protecting this bar from ground level douchebags who are essentially working for the corporate
Tall's way
overlords
better,
who
sir.
have stranglehold
Not
on
even-
this
Way
area.
better.
As for the
Way
fights,
better.
it
And
is
it's
a
not even that
Roadhouse
good.
movie.
Exactly.
I thought the fight choreography was interesting. A lot of these
It was
sweeping
trash.
shots going around the actors makes it
that's
feel like
the
that
interesting part of it. It was
one-shot fight
trash.
that, you know, they're trying to essentially emulate that one fight in every season of Daredevil. Not that Daredevil was the first to do it, but that's just what I think of at this point. And as cool as that was at first,
Dark Knight Rises. They weren't the first ones either, but that's probably one of the coolest 360 one-shot takes instead of the CGI mess we saw in this fucking movie. Like straight up, like forget about the 360. Just some guy throwing a punch at another person. They CGI'd arms into faces. Like, good God. Why would you spend a budget on it? Just have like a faint, what do you call it? Like a fake punch, a shadow punch or something, where it looks like, or a rabbit punch, where it looks like they're hitting them. Like you speed the cameras up a little bit, and it looks like he punches them. said they actually went out of their way to get a CGI crew to show them throwing punches when you have UFC fighters in this fucking movie. Like, what are we doing? God. Here we go.
The execution of that makes you feel disconnected from the fights at a point. It feels exhausting. Probably because it being movie magic, it's not how you do something. I don't know if they used green screen. I don't know if they actually did these fights all in one shot. But it felt fake. It felt like green screen because there's just a disconnect. I'm not ever Ant-Man. I don't shrink down and zoom around fighters while they fight. Not that I'm in a lot of bars that have fights. And while I did appreciate the fact that the fight sequences in this movie weren't plagued with what we've seen a lot of fight sequences and action sequences in movies be plagued with, which is a lot of shaky cam in which you can't see what's going on.
Oh my God, you're still doing cliches from, like, come on, man. Like, you're still talking the shaky cam cliche of, like, they know, like, I guess reviewers on YouTube figured out, like, that's bad. And then they all started repeating that. There's a lot of shaky cam here. It's like, okay.
It is a cliche.
It was very meta, you know what I'm saying? A very meta movie. God damn, bro. Does anyone, like, actually care about film from any of these movie reviewers? Do they actually care about movies at all? This is fuck.
And it's like some YouTuber edited the movie or something. The fight sequences in Roadhouse, though they felt cool and stylistic.
Oh, I get it, because he does a lot of cuts.
At a point, ended up feeling overproduced and fake. I felt myself going, I could go for a fight that feels like, you know, a normal fight. Which brings us to Conor McGregor. I felt Conor McGregor felt
look at that
out
look.
Of place
Holy
shit.
shit.
Conor McGregor felt
look at him
out
dancing
of place in a movie about bar fights.
Look at his fool dancing when he walks
Normal
in.
fight. Which brings us to Conor McGregor.
Like, yo, why you
Conor
dancing?
McGregor felt oddly out of place in here. Yeah, Conor McGregor felt oddly out of place in a movie about bar fights in which there's this guy played by Conor McGregor who's essentially a psychotic ball of walking chaos and violence. The Conor McGregor
And steroids.
A lot of
persona
steroids.
works just fine. Let there be many jokes about him not even knowing he's being filmed in this movie. But the fact that he doesn't come in to actually start some shit until about halfway into the movie, in which for the first half you had another antagonist entirely, just feels odd. That can work. You look at the Thomas Jane Punisher, in which there's just a lot of phone calls going out to hitmen like, hey, can you take care of him? Oh, you got taken out. Can you take care of him? That can work just fine. But when you actually start to have tension between Dalton and the lead douchebag for the first half of the movie, the fact that lead douchebag goes away and then Conor McGregor's brought in, it almost makes him feel like an afterthought. There is an...
Where was the tension built? Was it after the first pool stick was cracked or the second one? That actually happened in the movie. He broke a pool stick. He's like, huh? Oh, you don't like that? Watch me do it again. He just breaks another tool. Like, what? He didn't break. He didn't break the pool stick. And like, I'm gonna stab you with it. He just broke it, threw it on the table. Like, hey, what now, bitch? Oh, you don't like that one, huh? Watch me. He does it again. Like, you're just breaking pool sticks, man. You're not like. I don't get it. The tension was built though. Fuck out of here, bro.
Hey, that's $40, bro. It was okay when it's $20.
I don't understand where he's going with like some sort of tension was built. Like, this guy was easily going to be walked over. We were just sitting there guessing, like, when's McGregor going to show up? We're like, okay, when's McGregor going to show up? He's going to be the actual bad guy. This guy's just some chump who's going to get walked over. And he did. And died to an alligator.
What?
Nah, no joke. He
What?
died to an alligator.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
He
Oh,
died to that.
Just an alligator somehow ate him?
Jake Gyllenhaal was living in a boathouse, and this dude came to kill him, and he fell. Or Jake Gyllenhaal like punched him, and he fell in the water, and a fucking alligator ate him.
And it was over. Problem solved.
But,
Well, that was one of the bad guys, right?
well, Anthony,
No, the alligator.
you missed the part
The
where
alligator was on his team.
you missed the part, Anthony, where the dude had a shotgun pointed at him for like
Yeah,
three or four straight minutes, like just pointed straight at him.
And then Jake Gyllenhaal like said one thing, and he got what's the word? He got distracted. And Jake Gyllenhaal took the shotgun from him. He shot like a shot, but it missed Jake Gyllenhaal. He took the shotgun, hit him. He fell into the water. He tried to get back up, and then the alligator like fucking bit his leg and took him down.
By the way, he's not ex-CIA. He's not ex-FBI. He's not some ex-soldier. He's just a fighter. He's an ex-UFC fighter, but this guy's not
But
worried
he
about a
knows how
shotgun.
to create. Yeah, he know not. Yeah, and he knows how to create bombs, pipe bombs. But
What?
he's just a UFC fighter that knows how to create bombs.
Well, everybody knows how to make a
Shoot.
bomb, bro.
If you're the cliche action hero, you know how to do everything weaponry-wise. Like, he's just like, oh, so what are you
Like,
gonna do? You
imagine
gonna pull the
asking Connor,
trigger?
"Hey Connor, can you make me a pipe bomb real quick?"
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah,
easy.
Fuck no,
You
that's
don't know
20
how
to
to make a
life.
pipe bomb? Everybody knows how to make a pipe bomb. It's pretty stupid simple.
Of course. So they like tried to blend Liam Neeson, Schwarzenegger, fucking Reacher, all into this one character who's just supposed to be an ex-UFC fighter who killed someone in the ring and felt bad about it.
Yo, and not only that, he made a bomb, and he made a detonator that was like remote controlled with like a bolt key, which is like, yo, what the fuck? That shit was like, come on, bro. Like, there's movie magic, then there's just stupidity. Like, you can't make this logic up, bro. Literally, this logic can't be in this movie.
It's not good stupid though. You
Nah.
need to have some sense of like it's in reality, but it's not in reality. That's the funny thing about it. It's like someone tried to make something and it failed horribly. This is like this is absurdly lazy. That's why it's so stupid. I think it's just absurdly lazy, and they're just relying on, hey, that movie with McGregor in it. Hey, that movie that Jake Gyllenhaal shot all those UFC scenes with. That thing. It's like
And what
I'm not
about
falling for
Jordan?
shit
What
like that.
about
I will never recommend this movie. I'm not falling for shit like that.
No, yeah, no. What about the dad of his girlfriend?
The cop, the head cop guy,
Yeah,
sorta.
remember that? Remember what's his name? Big Dick.
Big dick.
And remember when Big Dick was talking to the first bad guy? They were trying to trick Jake Gyllenhaal because Jake Gyllenhaal stole some money from them,
Yeah.
and Jake Gyllenhaal was supposed to bring them some money, and he's like, "Yeah, I didn't bring you any money," and because the guy before he stole the money. Oh yeah, no. After he stole the money, the big dick came to him because he's like, "Listen, they got my daughter. She's kidnapped by them. If you don't come bring the money, they're gonna kill her." And so, like Jake Gyllenhaal, that's when Jake Gyllenhaal makes the bomb, and he brings it on a boat with him the meetup is in the middle of the ocean on another boat, and then he shows up and he's like, "Did you bring the money?" He's like, "No, the money's not on me." And he's like, "But I told you my daughter's kidnapped." He's like, "But you don't seem too worried about it." He's like, "Of course." Bro, the execution was terrible. He's like, "Of course not. I'm his partner. You idiot. We tried to kill you." And then the guy goes, "Well, I actually did kidnap your daughter." He's like, "What?" And he pulls the gun out, and then they fuck him up. They
It's
fuck him up, and then Jake Gyllenhaal blows the thing.
Does
listen,
he
Yo, that
save
like
the
it's dumber. It's even
big dick
dumber than
cop?
I'm saying it, bro. You have to witness it for yourself.
All right, play
It's
that
even
clip.
maybe later.
Not now, but later.
hey, if this goes down as existing in the film, or like if this doesn't disappear off the face of the earth, I hope it's 30 years in the future, some sort of old relic. Like, look how stupid this fucking movie is, and there's just kids in awe of how dumb a movie it was. That's it. That's the best I can hope for here. Whatever. All right, here we go.
Official UFC backstory with Dalton in this movie, you feel like one did play into the other. Like UFC's like, yeah, we'll sign off on that. You can use our name. You can actually film in our octagon for the flashback scene. Conor McGregor needs to be in your movie, though. Again, I don't know the business element, but that's just what it feels like. That,
I think they
funny
begged to
enough,
be
when
included.
Conor McGregor was hamming it up, all the villains in here ham it.
There's plenty of UFC properties all around there. The ring girls are there, like the actual ring girls. John Anik is in here, one of the announcer guys.
Yeah,
Bruce Buffer's in here.
Bruce Buffer is like main stage in this shit.
So UFC's all in with that, I guess.
Yeah.
He's not so well rounded in all these other areas that he might miss out on certain things. It is what it is. I'm not trying to shit on him for it, but it's like Whatever. Here we go.
scene. Conor McGregor needs to be in your movie, though. Again, I don't know the business element, but that's just what it feels like. That, and funny enough, when Conor McGregor was hamming it up, all the villains in here ham it up. At first, Billy Magnuson, I felt like he was hamming it up a bit too much, but I ended up getting what he was going for. But I do make the argument that the UFC Conor McGregor persona does land so much better than this Roadhouse variant. This felt like someone trying to act like Conor McGregor. If that makes sense. These nitpicks.
Maybe. I don't think so. That was such a that looked like a guy just trying to act. They're like, okay, man, we need you to be like the crazy bad guy.
Conor was terrible. To be honest with you.
Connor's character was like, he's looking at Jake Gyllenhaal. He's like, you're my muse. Like, we're the same. We're like the same type of person, type of thing.
Yeah.
We're both crazy like this. And I didn't see McGregor there as far as like the shit talking in UFC fights or anything like the wittiness or anything like that. I just saw like, ha ha ha, look who's here now. And he does his little dance, his little Irish jig into the fucking bar and shit. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
You don't even know why he's like after the first fight. You don't even like yo. Why you even here, man?
I know. Yeah, it's like let's just go.
Yeah, just go away, bro. What the fuck, like?
He was hired by the dad of the dude.
Sure, he was.
But who's the dad? Did we see the dad in the movie? Did we see him?
No, we did not. I was gonna bring that up. No, we did not see his dad in the movie. And like, yo, Conor, you succeeded, bro. Like what? Like what?
Oh man.
Who was the dad? Like, what was?
We
his
don't
point?
know. We didn't see him, bro.
What was he hiring Conor McGregor for?
To clean up.
His son was fucking up. His son had to like destroy the roadhouse that Gyllenhaal worked for, so they can build like condos or something. And so they had to scare the owner off, who was paying Gyllenhaal to protect the roadhouse.
Oh, okay.
And so like he had like a whole bunch of goons, including the guy that got eaten by an alligator.
It was building condos also for like drug. I think for selling drugs out of it too. Because they were like, oh, the cops can't go through it because the rocks are the reef is too high or something like that. So it like blocked boats from getting in there or something like that. Like
so they went with a regulation is what was going to protect their drug dealing scheme out of a newly built condo.
I don't know.
Fuck it. Why are we asking serious questions about this?
No,
fucking plot of this.
No, I got you. The movie didn't get that far for us to know. The movie itself didn't answer those questions or even ask the question.
Okay.
Let's just here we go.
Aside, sure. Did I have fun with the movie? For the most part, yeah, I did. The fights were fun, but at a point started feeling overproduced and almost making me feel numb in terms of tension. When the movie leaned into its simple premise in terms of the execution, that's when I felt the movie was in the pocket and had its stride. Then it overcooks that and starts feeling convoluted at a point. Director Doug Liman has hits and misses under his belt. This movie, like the director, also has hits and misses. But I think there is some fun to be had here, namely with a group of friends and some rum runners. Yeah, now it's a roadhouse. I don't know why I keep saying rum runners. I was gonna say Mai Tais or pina coladas or something. I literally Googled what's the drink of the keys, rum runners came up. Fuck if I even know what one is. I'm a Scotch guy myself. Let this be a lesson. Always just stick to what you know. Alright, so the 2024 Roadhouse remake. Have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below. Let me know.
He needs to start rating his fucking movies. Like rating them. Give me a number scale rating. He needs to actually do that.
Fuck that money up. He ain't fucking his money.
All right. That's one jabroni. Now we're on to the next one.
The jabroni of all jabronis.
The guy who will not critique bad movies because he doesn't want to insult, the
artist.
Yeah, the artist, the quote-unquote artist that made this movie called Roadhouse. Also 6 minutes long, also the same exact title. You can't make this up. Here we go. That is a loud intro. Goddamn.
Roadhouse was directed by Doug Liman and stars Jake Gyllenhaal and is
too
currently
loud.
streaming on Amazon Prime. It's a remake of the 1980s Patrick Swayze movie. And here, an ex-UFC fighter named Dalton takes a job as a bouncer at a Florida Keys roadhouse, only to discover that this paradise is not all it seems. But before we get into the rest of the video, I do want to give a special thank you to the sponsor, Factor. Factor's delicious, ready-to-eat meals make eating better every day.
Holy shit, this is
like a
6
gigantic
minutes as well, and then also has
wellness
a commercial.
shopper.
Don't worry, 2 minutes of his
50%
is
off your first
advertisement.
Factor into a lot
So it's
of
actually a 4-minute
categories.
review.
Ebert was one of the sponsoring this video. The original Roadhouse is a movie that fits into a lot of categories. It got crushingly bad reviews when it came out. I mean, really bad. Roger Ebert was one of the very few critics who actually said the film had some merit to it. And in his almost prophetic review, he mentioned the film might be so bad that it's good. And that description attached itself to that movie for years until so many fans embraced the movie and people of that generation shared it with their kids and their other family members and all of their friends that people just think it's good now. People love the original Roadhouse. I've seen it. I think it's a ton of fun. Patrick Swayze punches a whole lot of people in the face. And that film came out in an era where movies embraced their own silliness and viewed that as a positive thing. There are so many movies of the 80s and 90s that feel gleefully absurd, but they're completely sincere in being so. And Doug Liman's Roadhouse absolutely 100% is trying to recapture that vibe. Sometimes it succeeds, sometimes it doesn't. What Roadhouse 2024 does very well is two specific things. It's actually able to recapture a type of movie that really is not made anymore, and that is the lone hero guy comes into a town, fights a lot of people, kills some people, and somehow changes the town for the better, and everybody looks at him like he's their hero. Those types of movies really are not made that much at all anymore. In fact, this movie is very aware of the fact that
I think
it
those
follows
slaps
the
are CGI,
structure
by the
of
way.
a classical Western.
The fuck? I crash?
But I also liked him bonding with members of the town and them kind of allowing him to open up
I
a
fucking
bit.
crashed.
But like the original, this film also feels very over the top. This is
I'm gonna rewind a bit. I crashed.
No, I didn't.
It was me.
Okay.
He likes Jake Gyllenhaal, he says.
Of course he does.
He likes his physique.
Who, Josh?
Here we go.
of a classical Western. A lone gunman coming into town on a horse, finding out there's some problems at the local saloon, and taking care of business. What it also does very well is Jake Gyllenhaal. The man is clearly dedicated to his physical physique. He looks amazing in the movie, and his fight scenes are a lot of fun to watch. But I also liked him.
No, I didn't mean pause. I meant pause.
Well, sorry, I'm doing both. I'm doing both here because this is the second. Why am I hearing the same review twice? Why am I hearing the same review twice?
Word by word, word for word, bro. Yeah.
Oh.
Jake Gyllenhaal's what works for both of them.
Oh.
They're very impressed with how Jake Gyllenhaal looks.
Yeah, it's called steroids, guys. Sorry to burst the bubble. The Rock's on steroids. Sorry, guys. Sorry if you didn't know that before. I'm sorry to burst your little fucking bubble. He's on roids. Jake Gyllenhaal's on fucking roids. Conor McGregor's on fucking roids. Maybe John Jones too. Who knows? I won't go there. Whatever. I'm talking about actors. Whatever. They're on fucking shit. Yes, you still have to work, right, in the gym to fucking build muscle. I get it, but you have a significant advantage.
Oh, let me ask this. Someone who's not on roids and someone who's on roids, both in the gym, same amount of time, is the one on roids gonna get a better physique than the one that's not on roids?
You're gonna get it quicker.
Yes, he's gonna recover very quickly. When the days that where the normal guy is sore, this other dude isn't, or he's way less sore.
There's your answer.
He's gonna be able to lift more times for more consecutive days. Maybe not consecutive, but more days
and
than the other guy.
He's gonna be able to eat high calorie meals and not keep the fat on him.
Yes, he's going to burn fat. His bones are going to become more dense. He's going to have more stamina to be able to lift weights and do other things outside of just the weightlifting. Like, it's obviously an unfair advantage. Otherwise, why would anyone do it?
So after he does a 2-hour gym workout, he could still run a mile and be fine.
He could probably run a mile and be fine.
Okay.
He'll be sore, like you'll feel your soreness in your muscles, but you'll be the next day. If it was a natural athlete, it would be like, oh, I'm fucking dead. I can't fucking move. I need to go do like my stretching and eat all this food and do this and do that. Vitamins, nutrients, all that shit. I need to do all that. This guy will have an advantage to be able to recover way faster while doing way less, which means he won't be packing on as much fat and all that shit. Like it's an unfair advantage. And also, I want to say this: as much as I gave Jeremy Jahns shit, this guy, Chris Stuckmann, is already halfway through his review already. Like, because he said nothing. So half of this, what we've seen right here, or actually more than half of this, has been an advertisement. We're almost near the end of his video already. Just wanted to say that.
He's just giving you the synopsis, pretty much too.
Yes.
Like I really haven't heard an opinion yet, except for Jake Gyllenhaal's hot from Chris Stuckmann.
Oh, let's look for it. Here we go.
Bonding with members of the town and them kind of allowing him to open up a bit. But like the original, this film also feels very over the top. This is a movie where people can be stabbed not once but multiple times and then kind of get up and be like, ah, man, that didn't feel good, and walk away. Lots of rippling muscles and sweat.
It's from good acting.
Bodies flying off of boats that are crashing, lifting 4, 5, 6 stories into the air, landing, and somehow surviving. This is the kind of movie that Doug Liman made. And for better or worse, it worked for the most part for me. Where the movie starts to falter is the introduction of a secondary villain near the third act of the movie. You understand there's kind of like a head honcho villain for a lot of the movie, but once they introduce Conor McGregor's character, it feels like the movie overestimated how much I would appreciate that character. Aside from a really good bare knuckle fight scene, I didn't really think his inclusion in the movie added much to it. It's interesting because Doug Liman's movie The Bourne Identity
The same review
did something very similar, in that you have people who are trying to find Jason Bourne, and eventually somebody makes a call to Clive Owen, and Clive Owen kind of becomes a climactic villain presence, just like Conor McGregor does here. But in that film, I felt that it worked so much better because you understood sort of the structure of like calling various assassins, but Owen's character was also given one of the film's best lines when he looks at Jason Bourne and is like, look at what they make us give, or I'm paraphrasing, I haven't seen the movie in years. It worked much better in Bourne Identity. Here, it feels like the movie wants me to like that character more than I do, and it just wasn't really working for me. There's also a very hyper-frenetic way in which the action scenes are edited and filmed and pasted together with CGI transitions. There's some really brutal and effective sequences of people just getting their faces smashed in, but there's also parts where the camera whip pans around so fast and stitches together CGI cuts that it kind of takes you out of the experience. Despite some of the issues, I laughed a lot while watching Roadhouse. A lot of people get their faces kicked in. Jake Gyllenhaal is clearly very dedicated to this role, and it remains to be seen if it will be embraced by fans of the original. That film is over 30 years old. People who love that movie have seen it 50, 60 times. It means something to them. It was part of their life and still is. A movie that just showed up on Amazon Prime this weekend isn't going to change that. But I do think that this movie really did try to recapture the feel of the original, and
barely once
succeeded. So if you do see Roadhouse this weekend, let me know what you thought of it. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Look forward to more
What
videos.
the fuck? Where's the fucking review at? Where's the review at there? Someone tell me. Go ahead. Someone tell me.
It wasn't a review. It was this is what happened.
This is Chris Stuckmann, bro.
See how fast we just got through that entire video? Like nothing. Like,
even Jeremy Jahns like took more time to say shit.
True.
All right, no.
What?
We watched the same review twice. Great.
I mean,
yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Here's the point. At the end of the day, here, Chris Stuckmann and Jeremy Jahns create data for AI fucking future movie reviewers. That's my guess. Anyone deny that?
Good for them.
They're creating data banks for future AI movie reviewers.
It's kind of crazy.
Amazon will be reviewing their own movies with AI.
Hey, if you haven't seen this movie, here's what happened in it. Go watch it. That's what they did.
why do you hate on Jeremy John so much? Why do you hate on Chris Stuckman so much? Like, well, look what we just fucking watched. This is just a small example of the shit I see like mentally when I'm watching their movie reviews. And this is for years. I'm like, who the fuck are they? Like, I jumped like I did not do movie reviews obviously for a very long time. I watched a shit ton of movies, and I would watch these guys once in a blue moon, and I'd be like, ew, and like walk away. Like I thought they were trash back then. So I'm like, what is the purview of fans to where they watch this shit and think, yeah, I like this. What are they getting out of it? What do they get out of this stuff? Honestly.
So have you ever seen the people that review trailers?
What do you mean?
Like, here's what this means, and here's what this means, and here's what
Easter
this
eggers? Yeah.
Yeah. So this kind of felt like that in a sense, but for the whole movie. And it's like, here's what you're gonna see when you see this movie. These parts. You're gonna kind of like it. You're gonna kind of not like it. Um, it's kind of like another movie, and they did it better. So y'all have a good day. Go watch it.
The most creative thing about his movie review was about the Bourne Identity. It wasn't about this movie. Golly. Any last words?
No, now I want to see this big Mike on the big dick on the fucking boat scene that you're talking about. I want to see how bad this was.
All right. With that said, that is the end of reviewing the reviewers. Whatever number it is. Enjoy it.